Weeks and weeks and weeks have brought us to this moment, the grand finals of Versus. One will take silver and one will take gold. Can iiPK make it 2 in a row, or will Envy take this medal? I am not Zelda, here with I am not a cola, and not Philly Dough. No, wait, you're Philly Dough. You're Philly Dough. We haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Have you been catching up on all the tournaments that have been happening?
Yeah, I have. It's great to be back. I've been lurking in chat the past few weeks, but haven't been able to get into the booth. So it's awesome to be back and be back in for the finals. I'm super excited for this. Of course, both these racers are so good. We saw, just the other night, we saw iiPK take the crown in in our other league there. So it was super awesome to watch. That one was a ton of fun, and I'm super hyped for this match.
Yeah, me and I'm Not a Cola have been commentating on iiPK's matches, just his matches the last 3 weeks. We keep getting teamed up, and we're getting pretty close and comfy with one another, buddy. So, what are your thoughts on today's race?
It's so hard to analyze this match because iiPK is going for something historic. It'd be almost like pitching a perfect game and hitting 4 home runs in the same game. iiPK has been so dominant on both the Expert League and the Versus Mode League. You can see he's been steamrolling his opponents in the finals. But Envy is technically the #1 seed. Only one loss this season, and it was to iiPK. So even though Enviosity is the #1 seed, it almost feels like he's the David up against iiPK's Goliath.
Is iiPK playing his own level? I played this level 2 weeks ago to learn how to shell jump, and I think this is his level.
Yeah, might be doing some warm up there. Why not, right? You're probably going to come across at least one shell jump or two. I would expect to see at least a couple of those going on throughout this series. It's a best of 3 sets, and the sets themselves are best of 13. So first to seven course clears will take that set. And so hopefully, in my mind, I'd love to see all 3 sets. I'm sure both of these racers would like to make it only in 2, but from my end, it'd be way more fun to see all 3.
And of course, iiPK is top 5 spots in the world on the Nintendo leaderboards for Versus. He plays it 6 days a week, 6 or 7 hours a day. Envy, on the other hand, in our Discord chat just now said, I'm a little rusty. I don't actually play that often. I just wish me luck, and I said, okay, just make it dramatic, make it Oscar-worthy. But it's going to be interesting because, like you said, he's #1 seed. So maybe it just comes natural to him. It's going to be a good showdown.
If it's anything based on what we saw last night, mute if you haven't watched yet, but iiPK and the Beast played last night in the grand final. It went all 7 games. I think
2 overtimes.
All but one set was within 1 level, and set 6 and 7 went to overtime. Now, if they can make it just as exciting as last night, I will be all for it. Let's just put it that way.
Looks like we're getting into the first game here.
Right, they're going to be heading into Bowser's Castle, starting off tough. Super Mario World environment.
Mario is iiPK, and Enviosity is Luigi.
Already a little bit of that smash, as the previous commentators called it. iiPK so good with grappling in this game. It's one thing to be able to clear levels with ease. It's another thing to be able to clear levels while messing with your opponents, and iiPK is so talented at both.
He just sniped Luigi right before the checkpoint, too. Luigi didn't get that mushroom. Or maybe he got it and got little, I'm not sure. But iiPK miles ahead. He just gotta get past this Bowser. He's gonna wait for the jump. No, he jumped on top and Bowser jumped and blocked him. You see how Envy does, because he's ahead right now. iiPK does have a checkpoint, but Luigi ahead.
Let's see if Luigi's able to get over him. Envy obviously doesn't know it's ahead. iiPK takes another death.
We haven't even seen the hooks. Of course you can use those to get over.
Envy's got the right idea. Hold on a second.
And there's a fire flower. You don't actually have to kill the Bowser. You just gotta get over him, and he just missed him.
Yeah, even just getting the fire flower might be, in this case, it might be enough to get up and over just to take the damage boost.
Oh, wow. iiPK with a smart move, throwing Envy right into Bowser. Couldn't get under him, though. I thought that was the opportunity.
Sometimes Bowser has little hops, and sometimes he has big hops. So iiPK was thinking about going there, but he just didn't know how long Bowser would be in the air. He'd rather just time it and be right next to him when it happens. And again, see, long time in the air, but he's like, no, I'm gonna wait till I can get a little bit closer to Axe. Back him up. back him up a little bit. And there it is.
There you go.
Where was Envy when iiPK reached the goal?
He was stuck behind the skewers, I think.
Oh, okay. That was a tough level to start off with.
Yeah, no kidding. Giving us a little bit of excitement. iiPK takes a 1-0 lead, and Envy's gonna have to make something happen pretty quickly, because when iiPK gets streaky, good freaking luck catching up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something you got to be careful of for sure. And I mean, that level too, it showcases, I mean, a lot of opportunities to mess with your opponent. And we saw iiPK do that. And the other thing too is, I mean, a very precise jump at the end there. I mean, even, of course, you could go over top of the Bowser if you want. Going underneath, just waiting for Bowser to get into the right position. A great read by iiPK to get that there.
They're writing in a Discord chat. Envy said, I forgot how to do everything. And iiPK says, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Well, they got plenty of chances as we're onto the Mario World environment. Envy starts off high, but he'll actually be the second in the door. This is an interesting level. It looks like we're going to have a lot of different rooms with a lot of different obstacles. Already a checkpoint. Where's the key?
The key, it's got to be in one of the blocks. I don't think they hit the last block on the right yet.
No, they did not.
Nope, no key. Now it's gotta be a hidden block now. Maybe it's near the door, I would assume.
Yeah, jump over the door?
No. Okay, so where's this key, guys? You can't go back through the door unless you die.
And obviously it has to be in this room, because you have to be able to clear from the checkpoint in order to verify the level. There it is. Except now iiPK is blocking the door.
Yeah, this is the challenge, is now getting there, because that, you know, that's the unique thing about, of course, with the multiplayer versus aspect as compared to just the expert league, is that here we have them in the same room. So, you know, it's we got a bit of a communication error here.
Envy said that he DC'd in our Discord chat. He doesn't know why, but I guess, does that count as a give up, or I don't know the rules on that. I guess there's different rules in different arenas, like for Smash. If you accidentally unplug your controller, that's like one hit or something. Is that right? So for this, I'm not sure. Do we just start over? Because iiPK is still playing. iiPK said, "Did your internet go down?" And Envy said, "No, I'm hardwired." So he's still playing.
Yeah, we'll see if we can. I mean, I'm sure we'll be able to solve this here in the next couple minutes. I mean, in the meantime, you know, just something. Obviously, there's more to this level, but there's definitely a lot going on. You know, what goes through your mind when you do this sort of thing, especially now in the final, right? Like, I mean, iiPK coming off a win, you know, your confidence has to be high, right?
So iiPK is saying, do you want to just do another level then? And we're just waiting for Envy's reply at this point. That's very gentlemanlike of him to just offer to do another level. Like, I don't think they can go back to the same level unless they download it, so...
Yeah, I think they were pretty well stuck in a stalemate there, and just unfortunately that Envy...
Yeah, I think they would have given up anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that was great sportsmanship there by iiPK.
Okay, Envy said, yeah, I don't mind. So I guess we're going on to another level, guys. That happens. It happens.
But to answer your question, Philly, yeah, iiPK's got to have gigantic confidence. Obviously, versus mode is his home turf, but he's showed that he's just as skilled in the Expert League, taking down the Beast, who hadn't lost any games since midway through last season, was undefeated this season. And now we're having... What?
That's somebody from iiPK's chat. I guess they came in as a meme to say hi to everybody.
And that's why usually these runners stream on alts, but iiPK going on the main today.
Just trying to get a shout out, I guess. But we're back in action, folks.
All right, nobody join these rooms. All right, it's a chilly night, so we're going to the snow world, I assume. Perhaps nighttime, so everything's gonna be slippery.
Oh yeah.
You gotta think this plays into iiPK's favor because of how Envy's been saying that he hasn't been playing as much.
Yep, and iiPK is Luigi, of course. What? He didn't get a mushroom yet?
He did not know.
Did Envy steal it, or yeah, he's camping there.
Yeah, always interesting to see the dynamic. I mean, it changes quite a bit, right? Because, you know, compared to just, you know, where you go through a playlist of levels, but when you're not, you know, the same course at the same time, you go through a level a lot differently, right? It's a little bit more straightforward. A lot of them you can just hold right and figure out the level. But in this case, there's a lot of a waiting game too, especially when it comes to something like an on-off switch, because you trigger an on-off switch and jump onto a platform, and chances are the other guy's going to come up
hello.
that switch and knock you off.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, Philly. You were on a very good point, but Envy went for the YOLO jump and it worked. But now Envy's got to figure out where to go. It turns out it was in that cavern, it looks like. And iiPK is going to take the advantage.
Envy has taking too much time going to the right, and ended up being a wall there. Meanwhile, iiPK choosing to ditch the platform and just fall down.
Yeah. So there you go, Philly. This is a waiting game for you, waiting to fall to the end.
Hidden Firefly. I don't know the way Envy plays a lot. When we commentated last week, not a caller, we commentated on how Blue Chocobo plays different than iiPK. I think that was 2 weeks ago, where Blue Chocobo just runs right and iiPK likes to interact, and iCarry likes to interact. So I said I was comparing them like that. I don't know really how Envy plays. It seems like he's interacting a little bit, trying to mess with iiPK, but he's not grabbing him. He's just trying to mess with him and his progress.
I mean, I'll let you two evaluate, but I feel like the more successful players are the ones who interact with their opponents. Holding right is not usually going to get you very far in versus mode. And given that Envy is the #1 seed, I feel like he's probably one that likes to interact with his opponents.
Yeah, I would agree. We've obviously seen in the past, part of iiPK's strength comes from the fact that, he does interact with his opponents so much, and it works to his advantage. He's, great at whether it's throwing shells at you or tossing you off the platform. We even saw it a little bit earlier. And, so he's definitely good at retaliating for sure. And so it'll take some time to see how they play.
Oh, he's not dead.
Oh!
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought iiPK was going to...
Envy's dead, though.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
This is an interesting section.
Whoa! Hello.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, that on-off switch now comes into play, especially here. It didn't seem to matter on sort of the entrance, but now that we're, making our way up here, it's definitely contributed.
Always tricky when players are in 2 different points in the level, and the level's really reliant on those on-off switches. Because you never know if one player's going to get stuck, or if we're going to get stuck in a stalemate.
With a second checkpoint. iiPK, quite far ahead, maybe 20-30 seconds. Not sure. Envy's
no.
End here.
Yeah, see, there you go. We're having some on-off switch issues, but iiPK gets through it.
Yeah, some of it can also depend where you are in the level. Like, if you're mid-jump off of a platform, then sometimes you can do okay. But, if you're ready to land on a platform and suddenly it disappears, a lot of times in on-off switches levels, there's no ground underneath you to fall down to. And so it can be really, really important to get the on-off switch right. And so you can definitely see, both player could easily get caught out by that in this case.
iiPK sees the end and just races right and finds the goal. He knew the end was coming up because of the black of the screen here in SMB3. Going back to the level that we had to reset there, I feel like I know iiPK pretty well, and he wouldn't want to win even just one level in that fashion. He plays with honor. People, because he's so good at reading levels, sometimes they say, oh, is he stream sniping, or is the game on somewhere in his room? It's not. I know 100% that, for instance, when there was a controversy a few weeks ago with somebody that was boosting themselves up in the leaderboards, iiPK says every single level I've ever played is live streamed. I don't try and boost myself up by having friends purposely lose on my behalf. So yeah, I'm just my opinion on that subject. I don't think he would have wanted to win even one level that way for someone having someone DC.
What in the world is this level?
It's a strange level, but iiPK.
Wow.
I think he boosted, not damage boosted his way through that. I don't know.
It looked like he used maybe some iframes at first, but I don't know if that's pixel perfect or not, but very tight squeezes the level seems to indicate. And apparently that was it. iiPK going up 3-0, and Envy's got to get something going pretty quickly here. because we've certainly seen over the last couple of weeks when iiPK gets on a roll, it is hard to derail that train. Envy had a classic 3-set showdown with Shadow last week. iiPK came in on a 7-1, 7-0 victory.
right.
So Envy's got to get something going here, and it looks like maybe a boss fight will be exactly what he needs. Envy's going to be on Mario, and takes the immediate. Okay.
Oh,
And iiPK takes a later death, so that's actually bad, because now Envy can come in and get the death. Never mind.
He's flexing on these guys.
Oh my goodness. Nobody can take him down. This is really... It's not often that you see this many deaths to this enemy and getting our money's worth out of him. And they made it through now, but there's more where that came from.
The good news for iiPK, though, is he has a mushroom. Takes the damage boost, whereas Envy has taken a death.
He went right through that one. I made a similar level like it's called Who Let the Bowsers Out, where there was 3 Bowsers on note blocks, and the only way to defeat them was to use a shellmet and guide them towards some icicles. This looks even harder, though.
Goodness.
Are they gonna mess with each other? There's lots of mushrooms, though. At least the level creator was a little bit nice.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty challenging without it. Just, I mean, a normal fight is fine, but with the note blocks, it really messes with you. I mean, they can be a little inconsistent. I mean, obviously these players are very good, so they're, comfortable with, how they interact, but they can always be a little tricky because, the interaction with them, you have to jump at just the right time for, a certain amount of momentum, and with the Bowser bouncing around, it certainly makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely not something...
at a time.
This is definitely something that the players have not done before, which is, entertaining, but certainly frustrating for the runners when this kind of thing happens, especially in a grand final, where you're just kind of winging it.
Are you guys putting skeptical faces in the chat for me? That's my favorite emote. Thank you, chat. I mean, it kind of describes the level as well. 2 birds. Oh, okay, Mario got it. I forget who Mario is.
Mario is Envy.
Ah, and
iiPK's blocking the door.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a little crouch jump here in a sec. He's thinking. He's figuring out how to get this key because Envy's not moving. iiPK's not moving. Maybe he's gonna try and figure out a rhythm.
There's a lot of factors on this one too because of how the note blocks work. It's not the same as just jumping over someone on regular ground.
Yeah, and as Baconus Maximus has speculated, this is probably the last boss.
Oh, that's true.
So I don't think either player is going to give an inch. And for those of you who, over the years, have been rooting for Team Give Up, we might be seeing a mutual decision to take a draw here.
We do have
standoffs. That reminds me of that earlier level, there, where we had the disconnection, but it was a similar principle where there's a key, a door,
And that was SMB1 as well. So they can't grab or interact that much, and there was spikes and they were both little, so I assumed they would give up anyway. But this one, I just don't know who can make an advantage and win here, See if they're typing anything.
iiPK says, I'm sitting and drinking water with the Cyndaquil emote. I think that's the right...
Envy said, are we just going to sit here? And then... I mean, if they have time to type.
So that...
Did you see what they wrote? Envy said, we can't just sit here, it's rude to the commentators. And iiPK said, it's okay, they know how versus goes.
and I commented back, now we're having a great time. Anyways,
I mean, it's the grand final. We're all having fun.
They have agreed to a draw.
Alright, they're gonna skip it. I just like how they're like, the commentators can wait, just like we wait. They know how it goes.
And if somebody like iiPK is blocking the way to, maybe it's a door, maybe it's a website that you can't access because it's region locked. If you don't want somebody guarding your way to a free internet, use NordVPN. NordVPN is, of course, a VPN that you can get for 70% off your first subscription plus 1 month free with the code Speedrun thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring all of the competitions here at the GSA.
Thank you,
That
Nord.
was so smooth. That was one
Right?
of the best transitions we had. Really good.
You have a good radio voice, Koa.
Thank you. I did have a radio show. I used to in college. Yeah. iiPK shaking his head. I don't know if he's just impressed by my transition or just trying to figure out what's happening to his
I mean,
life.
who wouldn't be?
And give that man a raise. Or a raise from what exactly?
So
we'll
Envy,
figure it out.
Envy kind of
200%
writing,
of 0 is 0.
Envy kind of writing in the Discord that he doesn't like to wait. He doesn't have patience. iiPK does. So maybe that's why he was kind of like pushing to skip it. iiPK would wait there the entire time. We know he will. He's waited 4 minutes, 5 minutes before, just so that it would be a draw instead of a win.
Oh, hello, iiPK.
Nice grab.
And that's game knowledge. iiPK getting creative.
Oh,
That was a close jump there.
yeah. Well, I thought Envy was dead. I didn't realize you could. I didn't see the little pipe you could stand on. So I became a subworld. Oh my gosh, it's DLC. But there's the end.
It.
Okay, it's not DLC. It just happened to be a 1 up there.
All right, iiPK is up 4-0. So Envy gotta be thinking, all right, this set might be a wash. Gotta, regroup, get some moral victories heading into set 2 and 3, or maybe he's gonna swing for the fences. We'll see.
I see a lot of iiPK emotes in the chat. Do we have any? I don't know if Envy has emotes, but do we have some Envy fans, some Envy hype? We gotta balance it out.
Yeah, really.
like
Let's
hype.
get some Envy fans out in here.
Yeah,
we certainly see the raid from the iiPK fans.
Yeah, one of the interesting things is, even if you're down right now, if you're Envy, even if you lose this set, I think if you could get a couple levels, it really helps with your confidence, right? Because you can say, even if I didn't win, even if this ends up being like 7-3, at least you have some confidence saying, hey, I can match this and I can get some levels under my belt, right? And shake some of that rust off and hope for even a better second set, even if you don't take this one.
And be dying
Exactly
by trying
right,
to go right through the hooks there when you're really supposed to go right and then left. See if you can get it this time. iiPK very far ahead at this point. Envy's taken 2 deaths so far. He's still at the beginning.
Envy took a very early death.
He keeps going right.
Oh my goodness.
That's the 3rd time. Envy, you go right and then left. He has the memory of a goldfish, I think. Oh my!
Well, great save!
Clutch save.
So entertaining us anyway. Even though iiPK looking for that axe, he's got to be pretty close. You would think.
Yep, there he goes. So Envy finally made it to the top, but iiPK, I mean, I think he's in a subworld right now. I don't see his icon on Envy's stream.
Oh yeah.
I know he's very far ahead. Oh, but Envy dies to bombs with parachutes. And iiPK's at the axe, but with no power-ups, he has to wait.
Oh.
If you go under the Bowser, he gets released from the hook. So he's trying to get him down, I think. And then he can wall jump after that, maybe.
Take a quick second here to give a quick shout out to Mandy Peach Plum. Thanks for the cheer, and enjoy the match.
Speaking of cheering, the iiPK fans are going to be cheering again as he goes up 5-0 here in the grand final, set number 1.
That was super close. He probably felt Bowser's hot breath on the back of his neck. But that was, I think Envy just struggled at the beginning there, which led iiPK to get ahead. He, as we mentioned before, one-shots levels a lot. Doesn't really die that often, and that's what makes him pull ahead in both Expert League and Versus. Just didn't die that level at all, I don't think.
Yeah, some of the most impressive stuff. I found this across all the leagues. Whenever you see a racer, where the ability to, sight unseen a level where you can just look at it and just, process it fast enough to avoid all the dangers. I mean, sometimes you just get unlucky. Everyone does, in terms of, sometimes, especially with like enemy spam level. But, you often see those racers who are, even if it takes them a couple tries, but if they can quickly solve what's going on and navigate that, they're often very successful. It's always very.
And we have
And
a
now-
Koopaling now from
Yep.
the new update. We've been trying to avoid the new update just because we started the league a couple months ago before the new update came out, so we want to make it fair to the racers. But we can't avoid all the new updates, especially in a random versus level. But Enviosity ahead right now, as Mario took a death, although now Luigi died.
Yeah, maybe this is the level Envy needs to catch back up. It's obviously going to take the runners about the same amount of time, and probably it will come down to who survives the boss fight at the end and who gets the key. So, you know,
Wonder how
maybe
many-
Envy needs to build a little confidence, start getting some wins against iiPK, trying to build up some momentum, either make a miracle comeback here in set 1, or perhaps build up some confidence for sets 2 and 3, although he's just taken a death.
Do you think we'll see all 7 Koopalings? So far we've seen 2. This is our 3rd one. This
There's
one
a
is the most
checkpoint there.
annoying with all the balls. Checkpoint. Yeah, you can only have 4 key doors per world, but we might have a pipe to another world where we can see the other 3 Koopalings. I'm pretty sure they're going to show us all, as it seems to be the pattern so far. Ouch to iiPK as he died.
It won't come back to matter too much.
Yeah, he's right. in
Oh,
the
and
center.
there's a checkpoint anyway, so.
And here's our
There's
fourth
number 4.
Ouch. This one
Wendy,
pops
I
a lot.
think.
Wendy.
These fights are often actually easier with just the one person in the room. Not only are the bosses not sort of sometimes picking and choosing between who to shoot for, it's a lot easier to avoid the boss when there's not somebody running at you trying to knock.
And now we've got a key fight, so that's interesting. I don't think the level's going to end just yet.
And there's the pipe, and we're going to have...
Oh,
we just have
hello.
one more. One more, and you don't even need to kill it.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
Envy! With the juke!
What
and
an
Envy
impressive
gets
jump.
that win that he needed.
Yes, Earthworm, I know you can have 7 in each area. I just, because of the key doors. You can only have 4 key doors per world, so I thought they would go into a pipe to another world. But we ended up only seeing 3 or 4 different kinds, and then the same, was it Larry at the end? The big Larry? Do you guys have a favorite Koopaling?
I guess,
Other
I
way
think
around, Milo. It should be 5-1.
there we go. We're getting it sorted out.
Yeah, it is. It is 5-1.
Our head honcho, Milo,
There we go.
has been so used to iiPK winning that he accidentally gave him the point.
Shout
Meanwhile,
out to
iiPK will
Mario.
be on
It's
Luigi.
a lot of work he does to there's so much going on behind the scenes. Uh-oh, they both died. And the lava rose but went back down. I was afraid it would go over the spawn point. And we're good.
Nice moves by
IPK's
iiPK to
lead.
get out of room. They're both going to be big heading into the pipe, and we're on to an airship.
Looks like another pipe to go through. If it was
Yeah.
co-op, we'd probably try and bounce over the top there.
Oh, great.
Another equalizer. Carrie knows about those.
Yeah, those
Let's-
equalizers, it can be so interesting in these levels. Like, I know a lot of times the racers often aren't a fan, and I've asked a lot of them over the course of this season and even in the past. Although if you're behind, sure, it's great, but the thing is,
What?
a lot of racers want to just hold right.
He's gonna jump over, guys. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. He's cheesing it. Right? He's waiting for the bullets.
And instead he gets baited by a fire flower.
But he still jumped over. Because,
Oh, yeah. Wow.
so he's way ahead right now, and Enviosity doesn't even know it.
Yeah, gets through another pipe and looks like higher up in the level with this boss fight here.
And I
That
wish
might
I
have
could
actually
see
been
Envy's
in-
face right now, because he just saw IPK's icon appear above him. Meanwhile, he's doing the level the right way. And he's gonna catch up if IPK doesn't kill Boom Boom quickly, but he does. Is this the main world again? I forget if we were in the dungeon first.
Castle's the main area.
Ah,
So we're going axe hunting.
and here's a checkpoint in the sky. There's a Bowser. MVS is just behind him, but I think
hello.
IPK gonna...
Oh, there's another
Look at
Bowser. Gets over him, though. Envy's gonna get stuck.
Another Bowser.
Oh, and Envy takes the death. Just couldn't get around Bowser. He didn't have the advantage that iiPK did.
Yeah, and IPK with the fire flower now as well.
Bowser backing up. Nowhere to go. He can't jump anymore. iiPK has the key. Envy's gonna play some defense near the key door.
Envy's just gotta lay the block.
iiPK's gonna go around him.
Usually defense wins these battles, but we'll see if Envy is at a disadvantage because he's only small Mario.
Well, it's also a little hallway there when iiPK is big and Mario's small, and sometimes that's an advantage to be small in a little hallway
Phil,
like this.
Philly, give us your read on this. Who do you think has this advantage right now?
Yeah, well, and usually, I always usually give it to the defender, but the interesting thing is, usually, we've got iiPK here, right? And he's got the key. So we'll see, we've often seen him be fairly aggressive, and it's a mental game, right? Because you're trying to bait the other person out and try and sneak past him. Interesting point, though, you're right. Of course, Envy is small, and that can allow you to maneuver sometimes a little better sort of in these smaller corridors. So I'm excited to see who'll get it. I think there's obviously for iiPK to get up and over. It'll take some interesting work here as we see him jumping all the way up to the top here. We'll see how high this goes.
Looking for the cheese.
Oh, that was a thought. Oh, and he got around him! Oh, but iiPK and then dies!
What a turnaround!
Oh, the risk did not pay off. And is this the axe?
Gotta be.
It is! My goodness.
Wow.
What a play.
Envy. I think he went for a ground pound and hit a bullet. Is that what happened?
Something like that. Just to recap the
Yeah.
sequence of
Bounced
events,
him off.
Envy got the bounce off iiPK's head at the last possible moment, except he bounced off of Luigi into a bullet bill, and because he was small Mario, took the death.
Wow.
iiPK was able to re-grab the key from the bubble, and he goes up 6-1.
So if he wins this next game, he will win the first set. Again, it's out of 3 sets or first to 2. So it could be possibly 3 sets, but if iiPK wins 2 in a row, or if Envy makes a comeback in this set, although he'd have to win 6 in a row when iiPK just needs to win 1. But maybe after he's warmed up, we'll see some dramatics in set number 2. But for right now, iiPK's sitting on match point.
Set.
Set point.
Close enough.
I don't play
we
tennis.
knew what you were
I
saying.
took a gamble. I was wrong. I'm a basketball person.
It's alright. iiPK off to a lead here in this pretty normal-looking desert level.
Hype.
Huh? Well, at least Envy knows where to go now. It doesn't look like there was anything to the right there.
Sometimes worth looking, because you never know with some of the, especially like levels, you see a lot of pipes, you got things both ways. Sometimes you can find some stuff.
Yeah, sometimes things just come out of pipes. You're not supposed to go in them, but sometimes it's something that can give you an advantage. But it looks like they're just racing from pipe to pipe. Mario in the lead, who's iiPK. iiPK. Oh, I was gonna say maybe he'll mess
Envy
with
got
Envy.
stuck! And iiPK is able to get through. iiPK taking set number 1 in dominating fashion. Envy's got to get a halftime speech from the coach, and quick, because iiPK is just 1 set away from pulling the historic double. And meanwhile, he has Envy's number this season, as Envy has now taken 2 losses in a first to 7, and they've both been to iiPK.
I just saw Envy. It's an old message in chat talking about the Koopalings. And he was just like, "Who is the pink and blue girl? I don't know what's going on." So he doesn't play as often as iiPK. So maybe we'll see the Koopalings again, and he can ask who the other ones are. Thank you for the cheer, Shigio. Yep. Sorry.
All good. And we're on to some wall kicking for the beginning of set 2. iiPK taking an early lead as he kind of bonked Envy into the spike, I think.
And this is ironic because iiPK was practicing his own wall jump level before this started. So maybe he knew it was coming up. No, he couldn't possibly. But this is very precise wall jumping. He didn't have spikes here.
Certainly blowing my skill out of the water, but that's why they're here in the grand final and I'm here in the booth.
That's right.
I mean,
Shout
I can
out
do some
to Shigio for the cheer. Thanks for the 2 Pog Champs and the 200 bits. We appreciate it.
Like, I could do wall jumps, but not as quickly as they do. They just zoom through all those spikes.
I mean, I can do a wall jump. I can hold left and drag down the wall and hit A.
Yeah, but not like when there's spikes everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I could try by myself,
Yeah,
but when there's
in
people
theory, I
next
can do everything they can, just a lot slower.
Fair
to
enough.
me. Same.
Well,
IPK
in this
takes
level,
Hudson.
or in this league, it matters how fast you go, and IPK blazes through that level, and he goes up 1-0. Envy, gotta get something going here. Just to give you guys some context, IPK won 14 levels last game and only lost 1. He's won 8 and only lost 1. In his last 2 matches, he's now won 22 of his last 24 versus levels
Whew.
in the semifinals and finals of the Versus Mode League.
That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely close one last night, that final there. But yes, in this Versus League has definitely had super dominant performances.
Almost seems unfair. I mean, IPK does have some cracks in his armor. He lost 2 matches in the regular season. He lost twice in the NA tournament earlier in at the beginning of April. By the way, NA tournament tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in all afternoon and evening tomorrow for the Versus tournament.
Mm-hmm. I think you're commentating on that, right?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're looking for a 10 coin.
So we have a clear condition, which is interesting. We really haven't had that yet. We've had a key fight.
Yeah, I think this is the first clear condition.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. IPK waiting to throw a shell at his bigger brother, who's already small from icicles. All the shells got destroyed.
Envy taking the lead.
Yeah, racing right.
There's the 10.
Moles get destroyed there as well by those shells. Or Monty.
You don't have to jump down there. You can use a shell to get the 10 coin. Nobody's actually gotten it yet. Right now they have to use the turtle to get through the bricks here. There's only a few turtles left. I keep saying turtles instead of Koopas. I know I'm gonna get YouTube comments about that. I know they're Koopas. I'm being lazy. Ignoring the 10 coin.
Okay.
Maybe there's another 10 coin. We don't know, but nobody's gotten it yet.
I think I see one down there.
Yep, could be 30. We only saw the top of it. But IPK tends to like go past red key coins and 10 coins and stuff, letting other people do the work.
Great. So Envy's gonna go back for it, and IPK is gonna hang out and play defense.
Is he gonna block the pipe with it? No, he's not.
Oh, wait a minute, he's coming. Ooh, wait a minute.
There's a door. Oh, does
There's the
IPK know
10
he's down
coin.
there? He does. He's coming for him. Oh, you know what he should do is get rid of the bricks under the door. He did with the shell. I thought he was gonna ground pound it, but that would have been dangerous. So Envy's not grabbing the 10 coin.
Nor
And
should he.
if he doesn't, there'll be one more 10 coin they can grab, just not that one, because he won't be able to go through the door. Envy should probably die right here and go back and grab the other 10 coin, because there's nothing he can do after he grabs it.
Yeah, and
Unless
if he grabs this one and then starts
timed
over, of course, the condition would pop out and be able to be grabbed. So
Yep. Maybe they forgot about the other one. What Envy could do is grab this one and then say, let's start over. Oh, they're giving up. Maybe they forgot about the other one. There is one more, but...
Yeah, that was just an accident on Envy's side. They have agreed to a draw.
Alright.
He can wall jump Nikitha. The issue is that IPK is on top of him, so while he's wall jumping up, IPK can bop on his head and grab the clear condition.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even knock Envy down to his death as well, so not even giving him a chance to catch up.
Smart. I'm glad that they're both being like a gentleman's agreement of a give up.
Yep.
So we don't have to wait 5 minutes. Yeah, it's a stalemate.
And now you've just jinxed it, and we have 100 coin clear condition.
Another clear condition.
Fantastic. That's what everyone loves to see. This one is at least 100 though, so you don't have to grab every single one. We don't know how many there are in the level, but presumably more.
Yeah, if they don't, well, they are killing enemies. I was gonna say if they don't, we could tell by the score. Oh, it's a very short level too. Ouch. That door might lead to those big coins we saw. Actually, it leads to a pipe.
Where does the pipe go? Into a subworld? I assume they're going to have to get close to 100. Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting setup. IPK choosing not to go in the door. Gonna go collect some coins. That might be where it ends. The red pipe coming out. I think it is. So IPK might want to camp that. Okay, or die. The red pipe. There's the red pipe. There's the coin, and it's right near the flagpole. That's not enough coins though.
Where? Now they gotta go get some other coins. Oh, hold on. There's some stuff over there. Will that be enough? No.
Not enough. I know it says at least, but it's probably every one of them.
That, or there's like 102 coins, something like that. I know we commentated a level. I think we commentated a level. I think it was a couple weeks ago, where there were exactly 100 coins that were actually gettable. Just the issue was that there were like some troll coins at the beginning that you couldn't actually access, so they had to say at least 100.
There is an area under those swamps. I just don't know how to get there.
That must
Maybe
be
it's
that
this door.
door.
We haven't gotten in this door yet, have we?
No, I completely missed it.
And
Yeah, there we go. So they're backing down in under there, and there's some stuff. No clear condition yet, interestingly. But
Okay, so at the beginning there's a pipe with bricks on it. Now that Mario's big, we can go in the pipe.
And
There
we're
we
in the
go.
pipe.
There
There's
it
a
is.
10 coin.
That's gotta be.
That's it.
Envy is Mario. IPK's
Oh, and
on the
IPK's gonna
ground
pop him
pound.
immediately. Yep. And IPK is off to the races.
He's small though.
And we took
yeah,
a
can't
damage.
take a hit.
Gonna slow him down.
Oh, it's getting tricky. Oh, but IPK gets around him and goes up 2-0 and a huge
Woo.
sigh of relief.
That was so Monka-esque. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's an interesting level there. I mean, like, Envy goes in, gets that clear condition, but of course, from the order they came out the pipe right there, IPK right on top to take that clear condition.
I didn't know who was gonna win. I'll be honest. It was kind of like neck and neck right there at the end with the enemies, and they're both small. So that gives him 2-0 lead here.
Envy is not giving the fans a close match so far, but Envy got to turn up the heat here. He's really running out of time.
So SMB1, it looks like a race. Looks like a 4-laner.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, ouch!
Okay.
Oh,
Or go up in the top pipe.
Envy figured out IPK didn't.
So a bit of a chance now. Just you might, I would suggest in this situation, if you're Envy, take an extra, just brief second before you jump, and just make sure that you're going somewhere where you're not going to get hit right away.
Oh, he
Oh.
should have stayed there. So now IPK is ahead. Unless those pipes at the beginning go anywhere, but IPK has a super baller now. And Envy right behind him. I don't have a lot of experience with the Super Ball. That wasn't in the retro back in the 80s.
I mean,
Yeah, it's interesting because it also lets, I mean, they both have it now, but earlier on there, it gave IPK a chance to blast through some of the piranhas there and would be, able to get through quicker.
not Zelda is, of course, a scrub who didn't grow up on Super Mario Land like I did.
I was the first SMB1, SMB2, SMB3. IPK, little known fact, has never played SMB2. So he had, when the new update came out, he didn't really know how to pick up snowballs and stuff. But gets this clear.
All right, of
3-0.
course, the new.
Yeah, I love the new update with the SMB2. Finally.
Yeah, I was sad to hear it be the final major update, but it is really a great update, of course, with all the worlds.
Yeah. All right, so wow, IPK going on a tear right now. NB's gonna have to step it up. I don't know what kind of advice or suggestions to give him. IPK practices a lot and NB doesn't, so it's kind of late for that though. He's just gotta get in the right mindset in his head. Maybe, the runners are allowed to ask for breaks. They didn't really have one between the first and second set, but maybe he can ask for one and just get a drink of water or something.
IPK is going to be big and immediately uses that damage to his advantage. Envy has taken a death.
Yeah, IPK body blocked him into the lava. Yeah, let's go hit this on-off switch. Does he have to hit it?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, it'd be
Western
hard
board.
to jump on top, but he could have slowed Envy down by not hitting it.
Okay, another nice move by iiPK. Now, Envy tried to get revenge. Does a little bit.
Envy ahead right now, but he is small, and then iiPK takes the lead.
Been back and forth. And now iiPK laying the block. Going through, and now
Envy
iiPK
knew he was going to try and mess with him back, like when the skewer came down, so he held up.
Getting a free Fire Flower, though, courtesy of iiPK.
Yeah, iiPK just racing right. They're both neck and neck. Envy takes the
Stink
lead.
block.
It's going to be a grab fest.
Or...
Oh! iiPK fell.
No, that was Envy.
It was Envy.
Envy fell.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so Envy back at the checkpoint now. I mean, gets that power up, but is, quite a ways behind in terms of the level. I mean, there's certainly catch-up chance, but, there's no platform there yet. There's the snake block back now.
We did have an equalizer, but iiPK might be able to race to the end here.
He's at Chuck for it. Nah, I was a little too early.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. Barely missed it.
And now he's going to have to sit and wait for that snake block again.
Well, iiPK, he went through the door after the equalizer, and now he's just racing right again. If Envy hits the on-off switch, it might mess him up. Nope, he actually avoided all the blocks. He's back on the snake block. A quick one. He's gonna have to catch up with it.
Yeah, those can be deadly, especially with all the, especially when you're above lava. You have to be a little careful.
Yeah,
I did not see how Envy just died there, but he is
I think
apparently...
a Poodaboo sniped him in the air.
Oh.
And iiPK at the end here. I don't know if he has to kill the bot. He doesn't. He just jumps over him.
Just doing it
Why
for
is
the
he-
fans.
Yeah.
Well, so 4-0 lead right now. Envy's definitely. I mean, this is last series. Around this time, Envy did get a map last time, but is going to need to get a bunch now. I mean, it's 4. We're best of 3 sets here. iiPK just needs 3 more courses here, and that would do it. So Envy's got to. I believe that definitely. He's very skilled, so he has the ability, to catch up and get these course clears, but it's late. It's certainly late to start making comeback, but this is now when you got to do it.
Okay, so 4-0. You're right. Envy has to get in this match a little bit.
Right. I wish I had something to say. I'm just dumbfounded.
Yeah, I don't know Envy that well, and I don't. He doesn't have a camera. I can't tell, like from his facial expressions, if he's having a rough go at it and tilted, or he's actually having just a good time and just having a rough start because he didn't practice. But maybe he'll make a comeback. Like I said, you never know. Envy choosing not to
Pretty
keep the
moved
shell.
by
but
Envy.
run. Yeah, it is because it slowed up iiPK. You had to wait for the next shell. You got Bowser's at the top. And he's small. Oh my gosh. Were you supposed to grab a shell? I mean, it wouldn't kill them, but... Wait, are you supposed to be big? There's a POW. Mario is near a POW, but he decides not to bring it. There is a shellmet there. Maybe you could damage boost through, but in these Bowsers, you get pushed back.
I think you just gotta hope that they're close to the fence and air stall your way through. Oh, he almost had it!
Oh no!
He jumped back left. I think he wall jumped.
Yep, he wall jumped on accident.
He
Yeah,
made
that
it.
wouldn't have been intentional, but to jump back that way, because that was a great jump, the initial one, for sure. And now has to go all the way back, of course, and both of them kind of, in a similar spot, although now iiPK has the shell there, so. Something I want to touch on as well, I mean, as they continue through this level, we see what they need to do, but, even, no matter who wins this, this is a great match, they're great competitors. And even second place here, I mean, second place in the entire Versus League, which is seriously impressive. So it's been a great season so far, and it's great to see these racers play whenever they do. So regardless of the outcome, I think both players have to be, proud of where they've ended up. I mean, really impressive. There's been some great competitors in this whole league.
Exactly right. And it's not like iiPK is just playing up against some scrubs. These are incredibly talented players. Envy has... Oh my goodness, they both got it at the same time!
Oh,
And
man.
iiPK got it just a couple of frames before Envy was able to. I'm sorry to cut off the point, but my goodness, what a sudden and shocking ending to that level. And iiPK is 2 levels away from taking a historic double with a statement of a win here in the final.
They both had it. Like after the third time, they figured out how to jump. It's just iiPK had died earlier, and so had a little bit of head start. Also, Envy got hung up a little bit on wall jumps at the end, but they were neck and neck at the end. Wow, I didn't know who was gonna win it there. They both like had a perfect jump.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was a very interesting level in terms of like a speedrun style without actually, having a speed.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Okay,
I'm
deep breaths,
exhausted. I don't know about you. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
There was
I
two
think
jumps,
that
not one.
was Envy. Yeah, that just took a death.
No, iiPK died actually. Envy's still going.
Oh, I see.
And then the two
I
get hit.
too am used to iiPK winning these,
Oh.
although Envy has now taken a death.
He was supposed to not throw it right. He was supposed to throw it left. And because he still had the shell, yeah, they either have to start over or give up. Because
They
the
might be.
shell's in the room now.
They might. Yeah, they have agreed to skip this. I don't think there was
Okay.
any way that they were getting out of this.
Yeah, this is one of those where if one person goes to the door, the other guy just has to wait at the beginning, and nobody likes those. The runners don't, the fans don't. We have nothing to say, you know. It's happened a few times throughout the season, and it's just doesn't make for good commentary or gameplay. We want to see them interact. We want to see them race.
All right, let's see what the next level. This could be the next to last level of the season. Awaits these players, Jack and the Beanstalk. So we get some climbing action, perhaps.
One of my first levels I ever played was a beanstalk level. We climbed all these vines to the top, and then it was huge, like Koopas and Goombas at a table. You know, just like in the story. This
Well,
doesn't
it's
look
not
the same
auto-scroll.
though. Yeah, we didn't have auto scroll before. There must be a lot of levels like this. Alright, so
Yeah,
iiPK
that's correct.
is Luigi? Is that right? No, it looks like
No,
he's
iiPK is
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, I had to wait a second for it to scroll. Yeah, I think the Envy's afraid of iiPK grabbing him or something.
Yeah, that
you
was
wouldn't want to
almost.
fall off.
That was a smart move by iiPK to wait until the last possible second to drop that spring in hopes that Envy would hit the death floor, but he did not.
Looks like because it came through the pipe at different times. That...
Yeah. Ooh, that was close.
Oh wow! I thought that might have been a drop there, but they're both in the same spot now.
Hold on.
Envy's trying to get rid of. Oh!
Did they both just die? They have both just died.
He was trying to get rid of the blocks, but then he just lost his footing. The donut blocks, you know. So
Yeah.
iiPK ahead again, just by a little bit.
All right, take two. Same as verse one. Maybe we'll just cut out the second, or the first round for YouTube and just pretend that this was the first round.
Take two, take three.
Except now we've just spoiled it.
That was a blooper reel.
Yeah.
All right, so
Just splice over our commentary from.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll cut out some sound editing.
Yeah. Commentary spliced, fake, removed from leaderboards.
all right, so this is a section, the donut blocks. So iiPK doing what Envy was trying to do. Yeah. Thank you for the subscription, Gabble Gab.
Meanwhile, Envy's in trouble. Gotta hope these donut blocks respawn.
There they
Oh,
are.
and they do just at the right time.
No, but the other one, he was a little impatient. I think if you had one more hop,
I don't know if he had time for one more hop.
I don't know. I guess we'll never know. I thought he had one more. Oh, he's trying to jump right now.
Wow, iiPK needed the other.
You know, what if you brought a spring to the main world here and then did a spring jump across? Well, you can't get back down. I'm wondering where the spring is. I saw it. Oh, it's too high.
There were two springs right there.
Yeah.
Just some quick clarification about how this. As you can see, iiPK won the first set, and it's best of 3 sets. So iiPK up 5-0 at the moment. If he wins this one, he takes the whole thing. And the sets themselves are best of 13, so 1st to 7 wins. So as you can see, it's 5 for iiPK at the moment. So 2 more to win the whole thing, and we needing to quite a few to make a comeback.
Oh, that was really close, Envy.
Can you do a midair, maybe?
Well, he put a goom on the very edge of the cliff there, and then did a spin jump on it. He ran and did a spin jump. It was very close. He put it a little even further now. By the way, iiPK's on take 3 of there, and he doesn't see Envy's icon.
No.
It was
that
so
wasn't
close
as close
to
as
get.
the second time. Yeah, the second time was closer, I think. iiPK at the top now.
I think you got a midair, and it's gone. Should be able to go right back in the pipe, though. No, now he's just going for it.
Yeah.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, I thought he might have made it with that Galumba.
iiPK is just, or Enviosity has just taken a death there.
Yeah, he just walked left. Maybe he was reset, but it's too late now.
Yeah. Well,
6.
Oh my
6-0.
goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I am in shock. I knew iiPK would be the favorite coming into this match, but I was expecting a close match. This is, I mean, it's like watching the 92 Olympics. All of these guys, obviously Olympians, but iiPK is the dream team. Just thoroughly crushing his opponents.
Are we going to have another repeat of last week? Because last week was 7-1, 7-0. Sorry about my phone. And then this week is 7-1 so far. And if iiPK wins the next one, it'll be 7-0. I'm sorry, that phone never rings. It's probably a telemarketer.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know where it is, so I can't even hang it up.
Or in a power move, somebody telling you to do the census. For those not aware, Not Zelda has a part-time job with the census to tell people to do the census.
Yeah,
so go do the census.
Yeah, fill out your census, guys. Do it, or I'm gonna call you. Like these people are calling me. All right.
All
Looks like you have to lose your cape here. Oh, he didn't lose his cape. iiPK kept it, but I am trying to make him lose it.
Oh, there we go.
Lost it. Oh, it's a shell jump.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to mess with them, but in the end, it might make them both little, and it did.
Yeah.
And
well, iiPK just practiced shell jumps, and it paid off.
Yep, gets through. There's another mushroom there.
Yeah, thank goodness there is. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow! iiPK threw Envy into the spike, and that might be what does it. Got the checkpoint. He is in a huge lead. This could be it. And he knocks the bomb the wrong way. Gonna have to take a death.
Yeah, let's go back to the checkpoint for it to reset.
The checkpoint is huge, though, too, because you wouldn't want to do that whole section again.
Yeah, he had to go back to reset the spikes. Luckily, his iframes worked at the checkpoint. So hit the bomb the right side.
They're just gonna hang out, but Envy bumps and takes a death.
Yeah, he pushed him up.
And that's gonna be. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it.
He's gotta jump around it, and this is.
Oh, Envy with the last second chuck doesn't make it.
iiPK wins it. 7-1, 7-0, just like last week. He wins the versus tourney.
And in a blowout, and takes the historic double, winning both the Expert League and the Versus League. Congratulations
He's won
to
two
the champ.
in 2 days. Guys, he did it. Let's get him in here. Let's get Enviosity in here as well. Oh my goodness. I told him to make it Oscar worthy, and they did. Oh, I'm in shock. Does he know yet? He wasn't keeping track.
They're going into another level. I think they do not realize that this match is over.
They don't know.
Shakio, thank you for the additional cheer. I guess they were going to make it Oscar worthy, but I didn't expect it to be best short film.
Yeah, and GG's to both players. It was what a great, like it really, truly some spectacular matches.
And we are joined in the booth by the double champ iiPK. 2 wins in 2 days, dominating fashion tonight. Didn't make it as close as last time. I feel like this is almost kind of offensive to me, where I get all the blowouts. But congratulations to iiPK. How are you feeling now that you've won 2 championships in 2 consecutive nights?
I feel very accomplished.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've been doing versus mode this whole entire time, so like, I felt more comfortable in versus mode. But like, I didn't expect to win yesterday's league either. So like, I feel really, really good about myself.
Well, you won last week 7-1, 7-0, and you won this week 7-1, 7-0. Were you played against Envy before, and you took a win from him this season. Were you at all nervous, or did you have a game plan coming into today?
Just don't die. That's usually how I think when I play versus mode, is don't die, because usually people die a lot in versus. So like, if I don't die, then I don't lose the lead. Even though if I'm behind, like if I don't die, like there's a chance my opponent is going to die in the lead, because when you have someone behind you, you put on that pressure So you make them feel like they have to play fast, and then that usually leads to a mistake. So like I just try to make
don't die.
yeah. So when I had the lead, I just tried to be patient and like tried not to die, and that kind of worked for me.
Well, I asked Envy in the Discord because he's not going to be able to do an interview today. I said, "Would you want me to tell anything to your fans?" And he said, "Stay hydrated and remember to stretch." That's all he wrote, but just thought I would relay that to everybody out there today. What does it feel like to have 2 tournaments in 2 days under your belt? I mean, are you just on top of the world right now?
I just feel like maybe my reading skills are pretty good.
For sure.
Because when you play versus, you have to make a lot of reads with the levels. So you're just like, you got to read and react. So like, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, about sort of that interaction, sight on scene, being able to go through those levels quickly. And obviously you've done a very good job at that. What I was sort of wondering is, you go into these, you're playing against other people, they're in the room with you. What goes through your mind when you're in almost like a stalemate? I know we saw a few, give ups through that, but even if it's like a equalizer level, like how do you approach that?
I feel that as long as my opponent is not close to the key door when they kill the boss, I feel confident in my key battle abilities. And stalemates, I just know that if my opponent is near the coin, optimally, like in a perfect world, they're not gonna make it out without losing the clear condition. So I don't go in the door because I know that if I go through the door, they're gonna come out of the door I went in with the clear condition. So I just try to play optimally, try to sit back. But as long as as long as they're not near the key door when they get the key, then I feel pretty good about that.
I want to bring up a specific key fight you had. I forget if it was a key or a clear condition. I don't remember what the theme of the level was, but you were Fire Luigi, and Envy was Small Mario guarding the door, kind of in a narrow passageway. I think it was an airship. Now that I've said it.
Yeah, airship theme. Yeah.
Yeah. What was? And you ended up. He ended up getting the clear condition, but bumped into a bullet bill, so you were able to take the win there. What was going through your mind as you were trying to navigate what was going on there?
I was trying to get a bullet bill down there because that would assist me, because he had no power up. So I was trying to guide a red bullet bill down there to like change up his movement, get him away from being a rock from the key door. So I was trying to get him to move, and I had the bullet bill to my like nearby to like assist me. And I mean, I didn't really expect it to go that way where he stole the key and died, but it kind of worked out.
yeah, he like bounced up into it.
Yeah.
Envy,
so
he
it
told
turned
us
out
that
the bullet bill worked out.
Yeah, he said that he wasn't practicing a lot. He was even saying during the match, like he was typing like, "Who is the red and blue girl?" Like he hasn't even seen the new update. So I think all the practice that you went through paid off, because out of the last 16 versus matches or games, I mean, you won 14. So you've only lost 2. So you even practiced a shell jump level before, is your own shell jump level. And that came up later as well in the last couple sets. So
You got to be comfortable in the shell jumps.
yeah, because he was messing with you, because it was only one shell.
Yeah, I do feel like he didn't play at his peak. So yeah, it definitely did show that he hasn't played the game in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's still really impressive to make it the top 2. Honestly, like it shows that even though he's not really like in peak form, like he's still able to like run through the tournament and make it to grand finals, which is freaking crazy. He's just a really good player.
He is. I don't know him that well, but to be top 2 and to go up, toe to toe with you.
Yeah, he was the number 1 seed in the regular season, actually.
That's true.
Yeah. We were in the same. Well, everyone was in the same pool, right? Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking expert league. Never mind.
It's all good. They're kind of blending together for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, we're all super proud of you, and are you going to be back for season 4?
I'm gonna try my best. No promises.
What about the NA tournament tomorrow?
Oh, I didn't enter that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Too many tournaments. I gotta like.
You need a bit of a rest. Let somebody else win for a change.
Yeah. Don't want my hair to go any more gray.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Congrats again on the double championship, and yeah, it was really fun to watch, and yeah, really a great season overall for both of the leagues. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. It was a ton of fun to do these leagues and this one throughout the year. We'll be back tomorrow. We've got the monthly NA versus tournament, so come and check that out. But for now, we're going to call it for now. Thanks again to Nord for sponsoring this stream, and have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.
Yeah, enjoy the tournament tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to you guys then. And otherwise, we'll be back in a couple weeks for qualifiers for Season 4.
It's been a pleasure commentating for you this season. Bye, iiPK. Thanks for everything. You rock. And I'm not a Zelda. I am not a Zelda. See what you got me saying? I am not a Cola. Anyway,
one of these days I gotta change my name.
Yeah, so I'm not Zelda, and my tagline is wash your hands. All right, and I just thank you, GSA and all the fans in chat and everything for having me this season.
Yeah, let's get some emotes out for Milo too, who really puts in the long hours to make sure that everything goes super smoothly.
Milo.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks to all the GSA staff. It was a great season, guys. We'll super look forward to having you guys next time, and stick around, keep tuning in. It's great. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys. Wash your hands.